What are you getting for Christmas this year? Hopefully, it's an investment property. It's that time of the year. Christmas coming up, the New Year coming up, goals coming up,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I think an investment is a perfect thing for someone to buy during this time of year. This is Coffee and Real Estate. No coffee today. Today, we are
Well,
being sponsored by Uptime Energy. Uptime, I know you don't really sponsor us, but if you want to, we got like 20 followers, man. So you
uptime,
should
you're missing out.
reach out,
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
missing out. We're gonna go ahead and tell all our tens of followers. I
You
mean,
could
they're
you
gonna
could
go.
probably sell like 5 more of these things
Yeah,
through
I'm
through
telling you. Just
sponsoring
drop us a
us.
link. We're gonna go ahead and drop your link out that way. So just let us know how we can help. So, but yeah, definitely, it's that time of year. What can we do? And with investment, it's the gift that keeps on giving as long as you invest correctly
Yep.
and do those other things. But reality is there's always a great time to invest in real estate as long as you purchase right.
Yeah.
Uh, especially now in the market, we're looking at the market overall. You probably consensus is now that the election's over, now that everything's going, is the market to come back up? We're in Houston. The market took a dip, and just because it was such a huge hot market 2 years ago, that's it. And the reality is we're still back to what is a normal market 5 years ago. We'd be in a great market if it was 5 years
Yeah.
ago. And so you have this misconception that, hey, the market is down. Probably shouldn't wait on investments. You add the fact that we had a presidential election and you always add into the cycle, that's always going to slow down a little bit. We're trying to see who's going to be more, what's going to happen. But
What does he do in January?
what policies are
Yeah.
put in place? And you know what? It doesn't really matter because I've gone through it since I've been in real estate. Uh, three presidents, presidential terms, three different presidential terms, and it's gone up every single time.
Yep.
I mean, there are times where some markets have taken a dip and whatnot, but overall, if you bought, when I got into real estate in 2011, 2012, Obama was president. Since then, he took another term, and then Donald Trump, then Joe Biden. And since then, if you bought in 2011, 2012, you are significantly better off now having bought that house back then.
Yeah.
If you bought in 2019 at the end of Donald Trump's president, you are better off now. If you buy in now, it looks like you're going to be better off and under Joe Biden's presidency. So the point is, purchase real estate.
Yeah.
Purchase
Yeah.
real estate.
And it's funny because, like you say, it doesn't really matter who's president.
No.
I remember, me in before, Trump's presidency, it was Obama, and people were like, Obama's out, Trump's coming to save the day. House prices are gonna fall because of whatever he does.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna wait, and then they waited. And then at the end of his presidency, people were like, well, he's about to leave. This other person's gonna come in. Prices are gonna drop because we don't have anyone else there no more. And then house prices went up.
House prices
Yeah.
went up.
And that person is still out there renting and now paying even more in rent than they would have paid on the mortgage had they just gotten their mortgage back then. And unfortunately, that's just the way it's going to keep going.
Yeah, and I've had one of the people, I guess the group of people that really do wait and always looking for that market crash are the investors, right?
Yep.
Homeowners, you don't have an option. You need to buy a house. You want to buy a house, so they're more apt to, like, no matter what's going to happen, they're going to buy a house because they didn't downsize. They need to move out of mom and dad's house. They just relocated. They have the funds, and they're buying it for different reasons, and so they're always going to be there.
Yeah.
Having said that, overall, the market is really we have low supply per the demand of the market overall. That's the
Still,
reality.
yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
we have a high demand for the amount of inventory that's out there. And if you're looking for new home inventory at below sub $300,000 prices, you're not going to find that inside the inner city. You're not going to find that inside the Beltway. You're lucky to find that inside the Grand Tall Parkway. And we're talking Houston, by the way.
Yeah.
And
Houston,
Metro
Texas,
area.
where everybody's coming. I have so many people reach out recently, like, hey, we're considering moving it to Texas, even if it's not Houston. Like, Texas is just drawing people in right now.
People are still coming to Texas. Still, it's a great economy. It's still Houston has such a great diverse economy. You're talking refinery work. You're talking the medical center. You're talking
Tech is picking up.
tech.
Yeah.
Now you have uh, the oil and gas industry here. You have 4 or 5 major universities here, so you have a diverse, and some of those are what you call it, um, depression or recession resistant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the medical center doesn't matter if you're going to be
Yeah.
what type of economy is.
If anything, it gets
It gets
busier
busier.
when
Yeah,
things are bad because
yeah,
everyone's,
yeah.
like needing to go to the hospital more often, or,
Right. And so
you know,
it's that industry is recession resistant, right? Education, 5 major universities inside of the city of Houston. That is the recession resistant. Your people are still going to go to school. In fact, again, that one, if there's a recession, people are more likely, I need to go back to school and get more education and get
mm,
my MBA, my
yep.
master's degree, and so forth. So that actually tends to grow in
Energy.
energy. Yeah.
Everyone needs
Everyone needs
energy.
energy. The refineries,
Yep.
if oil prices dip, that means that there's more likely to be more work, or you do take a hit on that. But it's a it's a great healthy economy. It's a diverse economy here in Houston. So if one sector falls, the other sector picks it up, or it's always consistent. So it's always people moving to Houston. I always
Yeah.
find people moving to Houston.
As a matter of fact, I recently saw a video, and I kind of always had this mindset a little bit. I've never done the work, but it's hard work working like in the oil fields, right? Depending what you do. But if you're like like somebody out there roughneck, you're putting in the work, right? But the guy was saying, he's like, tell me any industry that it's easier to make 100K than in the oil fields, right? He's like, an 18-year-old fresh out of high school can get a job working in the oil field, making 100K and way more than 100K with just a high school diploma, you know? And, people were like, oh, no, I wouldn't say it's easy work. And I don't think he was saying
No,
it's easy work.
no, he
What he
meant
was, yeah, he meant,
the path to
yeah, the
get
path to get
the
there
path to get there to
without having
earn
to
it.
go through college or trade school, or you can literally go into it
Yeah.
and get
Yeah, no, I
100K or
understand.
more.
Right, I understand what he
But
was
that just
saying.
goes to show it's needed. Not a lot of people want to do it, and as
Yeah,
people are coming, it's something that just keeps pumping out because it's needed. It's
yeah.
it's recession resistant, as you said.
No, it's an amazing industry. So, and with that is that there we have a limited supply of properties out that way, right? And so that's always going back to the investment side. Investors at one point were saying, "Well, it's going to crash. It's going to crash." And I know that I've had investors talking to me since 2016, and they're like, "Well, I'm going to wait for the market crash." Even if the market crashes, now it's nowhere going to be near the 2016 market when they first approached us and said, "Hey, I want to purchase real estate as an investment," and it's 2016. Even if the market dips 20, 30%, let's just imagine, and it's not, it still won't be as good as the 2016 market, right?
Yeah, it's still gonna be higher than what
It
you could have
still could have
got
gotten it
in
in
2016.
2016,
Yep.
significantly higher.
Yeah.
And so the point is that because we live in such a robust and diverse economy here in Houston, and the demand is still there, always in a great time. And we're talking, we're limited on in the inner city. We're limited on land. We're limited on opportunities out that way. One of the great opportunities out there is looking for what's a duplex, right?
Yep.
And we just had an opportunity right now. We're discussing right now
Duplex. Yeah.
a duplex. It's a great opportunity for two people. One is the house hacker.
Yep.
You live on one side and you rent out the other. And here you have is this asset that's building equity. Someone's helping you pay off the mortgage. And when you're good and ready, you can go ahead and move on to another property and rent out that side.
Yeah.
Building equity. And you're having all that stuff going on there. But I think there's a fear right now.
Yeah. It's a combination of a lot of stuff. A lot of craziness in 2025. A lot of just unknowns, and I think right now the biggest thing is probably like what's going to happen in January once all everything officially kicks off, and Trump steps in, and things change. But like we said, it doesn't really matter, right? But that's good because people always say I'm waiting for the market to crash, right? But they don't realize that the market can be cyclical, and right now it's kind of like a mini crash, right? There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of people that step back and jump out of the market during this time of year. This is your opportunity to jump in and not compete with all those people that are normally competing, right? During the hot market
Right.
is what it is. So right now is in a way a mini crash where there's more opportunity to jump in, negotiate, and get yourself the deal that you're looking for,
Right.
as opposed for it just
You get
landing in your lap
yeah.
at some point.
You're right. You get price
Yeah.
reductions, and we're not talking massive price reductions, but you're talking a price reduction in the house, concessions, help
Hmm.
with selling cost, repairs, being able to negotiate and leverage the saying, okay, well, listen, I'm the only buyer you have right now. Fix X, Y, and Z, and then we can get this done. As opposed to a hot market when you have multiple buyers, the seller is not inclined to reduce his price, to give you any money for selling costs, or to fix anything if he's got a line of buyers out that way. And so who ends up getting, yes, it's a rising and hot market, and everybody has that emotional, let me get into it. But the reality is that you are going to be in a slightly better off position if you buy now, when
Yep.
there is not a line of buyers for that seller, when you are his option to sell,
Yep.
right? You are his option to sell. And again, we're not talking major price cuts here. However, it's enough that you can go ahead and do to get a proper deal. And everything cash flows. It's all a matter of how much down payment
Yep.
you put down, right? In a rising market, in a healthy market, look, if you're looking for a turnkey property, which is one that's completely ready to go, where you just purchase, get the key, and turn it back around to a tenant,
Is that what turnkey means?
that's exactly what you just learned a lesson right
Well,
there.
look at that turnkey.
Turnkey.
That's a big word in real estate investing.
It is,
Turnkey.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I wonder if people know that, but turnkey, yeah, exactly. You get the key, and you
Yeah. You
turn the
could
key,
turn
and
it
that's
and
it.
it's
That's
ready.
it. It's
Yeah.
ready to go. It's ready to be rented out. Now those types of properties obviously are gonna you're not gonna invest anything on there. You're not gonna spend your in dollars in renovating the property. You're not gonna invest time and until you get it ready. No, it's you close on it the next week. They're signed for leases up there. And you start getting tenants in there right away. Start making money right away, right?
Hmm.
Obviously, those cost more money, but you still have some price reductions right now because there aren't any enough buyers for those types of properties right now. So the investment side is a good way to go into. And again, anything can cash flow. You just need to know exactly how much money down payment you need to do, right? And then
Yeah.
calculate your expenses afterwards. Um, and that's where the help of good agents, experienced agents who have done this and have managed rental properties and managed investment properties can help you, guide you into finding out that opportunity.
Yeah. Not just agents that have worked on the market, but off the market, right? Because even when the market crashes, right, the average person is not going to be able to buy some of those properties. They're not going. It's going to be investors that come in and eat those up. Hedge funds that eat those up. You're not going to be able to compete with those cash offers that come in, and those are the people that are getting the best deals,
Yeah.
right? And I would say the best deals happen off market, right? So even so it doesn't matter whether the market's hot or the market's cold. It's about finding the deals that are a deal.
Yeah.
And a lot of those deals are not on market, right? So you got to work with an agent that can show you options both on the market, because not every deal is not a deal, right? On the
Yeah.
market, you're going to find some good deals, but in general, the best deals are off market.
All
So
right.
you need an agent that can supply you with options that are off market as well, because those are usually your good deals, your investor grade deals.
Yeah.
And part of it is because of the limited competition in
Right.
that space.
Right. And there's a lot of reasons. Every investor gets into the business for different reasons. There's investors that do have the capital and the time to invest into those off market deals. Typically they're off market because they need some renovation work.
Yep.
They're not going to qualify for traditional financing. The investor that is looking online on market is because they're looking for a specific product, right? A turnkey product, one that
Yeah.
they don't have to go in and renovate. They don't have to do anything out that way, right? You're going to need more capital on that side to make it cash flow, right? You're going to need more down payment to make sure so that it cash flows, right? The off market deals, you're going to offset the fact that you're going to come in there with some additional capital, some time to renovate the property. But in the end, you're going to capture much more equity on that
Yep.
side, right?
Hmm.
And so there's a benefit to both.
Yeah.
It's which one do you want to do? Do you want a hassle free transaction ready to go, or do you want where you're like, you know what, I'm willing to invest some money, but I'm going to have a bigger uh, equity share at the end of the day, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna have
Yep.
more equity in my house at the end of the day. I paid less, I put less into the house, but I'm gonna have bigger equity than this one. And it's up to you how you want to do it. I mean, that's the beauty of real estate investing, is that you can play whichever one you want.
Yeah. And so if you have questions about what might be the best option for you, I'd say reach out to us, comment below.
Yeah.
Put your questions
I,
down and we'll
I
try to answer it in the
I
next
want to know
episode.
what they reality is like. I want to know, what kind of investor are you? Are you the investor that says, hey, I just want a turnkey property, I have enough down payment so that I can go ahead and just say, hey, as soon as I sign my closing papers, put that for sale sign out, for lease sign out there, and get me a tenant? Or are you the other investor that says, hey, no, I want a deal below market value, I have the time to invest into a project management and oversee a project, and then get that equity at the end? Which one are you? I want to know. Which one are you? Which one do you prefer
Yeah.
to be? The turnkey investor or the rehab investor? Which one is that?
Let
And
us
then,
know. We'll try to cover it on the next
yeah,
episode.
and neither
Yeah.
one is wrong or right. I want to make sure. I want to stress that neither option is right or wrong. It's only what's right for you, and that's what we were trying to get, is make
Yeah.
sure that is it a great time to invest in real estate? Absolutely. It doesn't really matter. It really matters on what your goals are, and
Yeah.
then a proper real estate agent like ourselves can walk you through that.
All right. Well,
All
that's it
right,
for
that's
today.
it. So if you have any questions regarding how to invest in real estate, I really want to know: are you the turnkey investor or the rehab investor? Which one are you?
Let us know.